Have you ever wondered about the man who transformed Rome from a republic to an empire? A question that leads us to one of the most influential figures in the annals of human history, Octavian Augustus. Born into an age of political turmoil, he emerged onto the stage of Rome's history not as a mere player, but as a transformative force. His name echoes through the corridors of time, a testament to his indelible mark on a civilization that shaped the world as we know it. He was not just a ruler, he was the architect of an era, the founder of the Roman Empire, and the blueprint for the emperors who would follow in his footsteps. His life, layered with political maneuvering, military strategy, and a vision for a unified Rome, is a tale that is as captivating as it is instructive. So, join us as we delve into the life and times of this fascinating figure. To understand the man, we must first understand the boy. Born in the year 63 before the Common Era, Octavian Augustus was not born into the lap of luxury one might expect. Instead, he came into the world in the modest home of his parents, Attia and Gaius Octavius. His early years were spent in Velletri, a town southeast of Rome. Here, young Octavian was nurtured in the ways of Roman society, learning the importance of family ties, political alliances, and military might. His family was of equestrian rank, the second tier of the Roman social hierarchy, just below the senatorial class. This would prove significant in shaping Octavian's perceptions and aspirations, but it was his connection to his great-uncle, the great Julius Caesar, that would prove the most influential in Octavian's life. Caesar, a leading figure in Roman politics and military, recognized the potential in his young nephew and took him under his wing. He introduced Octavian to the political world, to the art of leadership, and to the power that came with it. This relationship shaped Octavian's character, his ambition, and his understanding of power. Octavian was still a teenager when he received the news of his great-uncle's assassination. The death of Julius Caesar in 44 BC sent shockwaves through Rome and the wider Roman Republic. For Octavian, it was a personal loss and a pivotal moment in his life. In Caesar's will, he had named Octavian his adopted son and heir. This sudden turn of events thrust the young man into the political arena. It was a significant and unexpected responsibility, but it was also an opportunity. An opportunity that Octavian, with his ambition, intelligence, and political acumen, was ready to seize. The death of his great-uncle Julius Caesar set the stage for Octavian's rise to power. The boy, who was once a student of politics under Caesar's tutelage, was now poised to become one of the most powerful men in Rome, and indeed, in history. In the wake of Caesar's death, a new leader emerged. The name Octavian, later known as Augustus, the grandnephew and adopted son of Julius Caesar. A young man of just 19 years, he faced a daunting task. The Roman Republic was in turmoil, its future uncertain. But Octavian, with a will of iron and a mind keenly tuned to the subtleties of power, was undeterred. He began his rise to power by leveraging his connection to Caesar. After all, he was the great general's chosen heir. With this, he secured the loyalty of Caesar's legions, a vital first step on his path to becoming Rome's first emperor. It was not a smooth journey, however. Octavian faced formidable rivals including Mark Antony, Caesar's trusted ally and friend. The next phase of Octavian's rise was marked by military successes. The Battle of Philippi, in which he and Mark Antony defeated the assassins of Julius Caesar, was a turning point. Despite their victory, the alliance between Octavian and Mark Antony was not to last. The two eventually clashed in the Battle of Actium, a colossal naval confrontation that saw Octavian emerge victorious, consolidating his power. Yet, it wasn't just military might that secured Octavian's ascension. He was a master of political maneuvering, adept at forging alliances when needed, and breaking them when they no longer served his purposes. He understood the art of persuasion, of winning hearts and minds. He presented himself not as a dictator but as a servant of the Roman people, a restorer of the Republic. In the year 27 before the Common Era, Octavian was granted the title of Augustus by the Roman Senate. This marked the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. With Rome under his control, Octavian Augustus embarked on a reign that would change the course of history. In the hands of Octavian, Rome was soon to become an empire. With the reins of power firmly in his grasp, Octavian, now known as Augustus, embarked on a path of reform that would shape the trajectory of Rome, transforming it into an empire that would be remembered through the annals of history. His rule, marked by a keen political acumen and an iron-fisted determination, ushered in a period of peace and prosperity known as the Pax Romana that stretched across the empire for over 200 years. Octavian Augustus was no ordinary ruler. He was a visionary, a leader who understood the importance of a strong and efficient government. Recognizing that the old republican system was flawed and susceptible to corruption, he reformed the Roman government, taking on the title of princeps, or first citizen. He carefully balanced power between himself and the Senate, ensuring that while he held the ultimate authority, the illusion of a republic was maintained. This astute political maneuvering allowed him to consolidate power without inciting the wrath of the Roman elites. His rule was not only about political reform, it was also about the physical transformation of Rome. He famously proclaimed that he found Rome a city of brick and left it a city of marble. Under his guidance, Rome saw the construction of grand monuments and buildings that showcased the splendor and might of the empire. Roads were built, facilitating trade and communication, and thus strengthening the empire's economic backbone. But of course, his rule was not confined to Rome alone. As emperor, Octavian Augustus expanded the empire's boundaries, annexing Egypt, Dalmatia, Pannonia, Noricum, and Raetia, and securing the Alpine region. This expansion not only added to the empire's wealth but also enhanced its military strength and strategic position. Yet, amidst all these achievements, what truly set Octavian Augustus apart was his commitment to the Pax Romana. This period of relative peace and stability across the empire was no mere coincidence. It was a deliberate outcome of his policies, his diplomatic dealings, and his military strategy. He understood that a peaceful empire was a prosperous empire, and he worked tirelessly to maintain the peace. Despite the challenges he faced, Octavian Augustus never wavered from his vision of a strong, unified, and prosperous Roman Empire. His reforms laid the groundwork for a period of peace and prosperity that would last for centuries. His construction projects transformed the cityscape of Rome, leaving an indelible mark on its architectural identity. And his expansion of the empire brought new territories and wealth into the Roman fold. Through his leadership, Rome flourished as never before. From the marble monuments that graced the city to the peace that reigned across the empire, every aspect of Rome bore the imprint of his rule, a testament to the indomitable spirit and visionary leadership of Octavian Augustus. His rule marked an era of transformation, an era that saw Rome rise from the ashes of civil war to become an empire that would stand the test of time. The reign of Octavian Augustus left a lasting impact on Rome and the world. His influence wasn't just confined to his lifetime, it echoed through the ages and can still be felt today. Octavian Augustus, Rome's first emperor, set a standard that future Roman emperors would strive to emulate. He established the Principate, a political system where, despite the preservation of the republic's outward appearance, the emperor held the real power. This system, with minor modifications, would last for over 300 years, guiding Rome through its most glorious and infamous periods. His reign also saw the advent of the Pax Romana, a time of relative peace and stability that lasted for over 2 centuries. This era allowed for significant advancements in arts, literature, and architecture, many of which are still admired today. The Augustan Age, as it came to be known, was a time of prosperity and growth, a golden age that left an indelible mark on the annals of history. In addition to his political and cultural contributions, Octavian Augustus's influence on law and governance cannot be overstated. He implemented a series of constitutional reforms that fundamentally transformed the Roman political structure. His laws, some of which remained in effect for centuries, laid the foundation for a more just and equitable society. Moreover, his impact is not limited to the confines of ancient Rome. Many modern Western legal, political, and administrative systems owe their roots to the Roman Empire. The very concept of an emperor, a title he was the first to hold, has influenced countless societies and civilizations throughout history. Octavian Augustus was not just a ruler, he was a pioneer, a visionary who dared to reimagine the world. He left behind a legacy that transcended his mortal existence, shaping the course of history long after his demise. From a republic to an empire, Octavian Augustus's influence on Rome was undeniable. His reign was not just a chapter in Rome's history, it was a turning point that forever changed the face of the ancient world. The story of Octavian Augustus is the story of Rome itself. This tale is a testament to the tenacity, ambition, and vision of a man who transformed Rome from a republic into an empire. Octavian Augustus's early life was marked by adversity, yet he rose above it, demonstrating an uncanny knack for political maneuvering and strategic warfare. His rise to power was no less dramatic, punctuated by alliances, betrayals, and victories that ultimately led him to become Rome's first emperor. Under his rule, Rome experienced a period of peace and prosperity, known as the Pax Romana. His reforms in administration, military, and culture shaped the empire, influencing its trajectory for centuries to come. His legacy, therefore, is enduring and profound, forever etched in the annals of history. So the next time you hear the name Octavian Augustus, you'll know the man behind the legend.